Good morning, everyone. My name is Tyrone Fells. I am from the Economic Opportunity Development Division with the Community Development Department, and we are here today to give this webinar with the Eversource team, as well as a few other representatives from the City of Cambridge and All in Cambridge, and we appreciate everyone taking their time today. We're also joined by Allison Allen from the Senior Economic Manager from our division, the Economic Opportunity and Development, and we are just grateful for everyone taking their time to join us here today. I am going to turn it over to Brad Palin from the Office of Sustainability to give an intro to who he is and also chat about some of the different resources and services that his division provides. So I will turn it over to you, Brad.
Great. Thanks, Tyrone. My name is Brad Palin. I'm the Community Energy Programs Manager in the city's Office of Sustainability. I want to thank everyone for joining. Today we are just sharing a presentation about energy savings for small business. And so we want to connect you with a few resources that can help you save energy and also save on your energy costs. We are joined, as Tyrone said, from a few of our program partners as well. So we have people joining us from Eversource, AEcom, and All in Energy, which are all different partners that support these programs in different ways, and you may interact with if you do move forward with some of these, any of these programs as well. I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So before I pass it over to folks at Eversource, who are going to share the majority of the presentation today, I just want to share a few other city-supported energy programs that are available for Cambridge businesses. So the first is the Mass Save Small Business Program, which allows you to have no-cost energy assessments and provides incentives that can help you lower your energy costs. This is what the majority of today's presentation is going to be about, presented by Eversource, so I'll save on sharing more details and let them do so. Also, Cambridge Community Electricity is the city's group or aggregation electricity program. It's the automatic electricity supplier for all Cambridge electricity accounts, both residential and commercial or business accounts. This program, since it started in 2017, has saved Cambridge residents and businesses over $95 million compared to if they were enrolled in Eversource as their electricity supplier. So we encourage everybody to check your enrollment and make sure that you are enrolled in the city program. If you check the front side of your bill and you look for your electricity supplier, if it's listed as Cambridge Com Elect Direct Energy, then you are enrolled in the city's program. We're also excited to share that there are new lower prices taking effect in January. We'll be sending a letter out to all account holders in the next few weeks about that. And once those prices are reduced, they're going to be set and not change for 3 years. So from January of this coming year through January of 2029. So we encourage you to make sure you're enrolled in that. And if you're not, we can help you enroll in the program. And then finally, the Solar Systems Program provides free technical assistance to help you install solar on your building. There's a few different pathways that you can choose, including no-cost options. So you can own your system outright. You can also do what's called a power purchase agreement, which allows you to essentially have someone install solar on your roof for no cost to you, and then you can get electricity back at a discounted price. And you can also be a host for low-income community solar, which helps low-income customers in Cambridge save on their electricity costs. And in that model, it's also no cost to you, and you actually collect a payment, a lease payment for hosting a community solar installation on your roof. For these and other programs, we do suggest contacting the Cambridge Energy Helpline, 617-430-6230, or by sending an email to cambridge@allinenergy.org. That central place can help you get connected with these programs or any other programs, city-supported energy programs that we offer. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Eversource, and I'm going to stop presenting here.
Thanks, Brad. Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Hazelton. I am going to say hello and then drop off camera while I present, just to make sure my computer doesn't have too much to do. And I am going to share my content. Okay. So I am on the Small Business Energy Efficiency team at Eversource. This program is part of the Mass Save initiative. For those who might not be familiar, the Mass Save Partnership is a partnership between the utilities and energy efficiency service providers of Massachusetts. Under the Mass Save umbrella, we provide energy solutions, energy efficiency upgrades, ways to help residents and businesses across Massachusetts save money and energy as part of the state of Massachusetts' decarbonization and climate plan. So the content we're going to cover today, an overview of the different programs available for the small business customers in Massachusetts, in Cambridge, how to navigate those programs, what to expect, what financing options are available to cover whatever remaining costs might be on the small business owner when they're looking to invest in some energy efficiency upgrades, some of the enhanced incentive offers that are on the table and available for our small businesses in Cambridge, especially those who rent their spaces, and a few statistics on some of the past participation and energy efficiency activity in the city of Cambridge with the Mass Save Small Business Program and our partner contractor, AEcom. Joined on the call today with me are my coworker, Amar Brown from the Eversource Small Business Program, who specializes in our renter and landlord program, as well as Casey and Sarah from AEcom, our partner vendor for the city of Cambridge. So, first question, what is the Small Business Energy Advantage Program, or the Mass Save Small Business Program? We offer energy efficiency services. The cleanest energy is the energy that never gets used in the first place. These are programs that are available to help you understand your energy use, identify ways to use less and save money as a result, to take advantage of incentives and financing to make that possible. And we really focus on an ease of use approach with turnkey contractors who are qualified to help hold your hand through every step of the process while you're investing in energy efficiency for your small business. So as I alluded to, the Mass Save program has contracted small business vendors. They cover geographical territories. As I mentioned, in the city of Cambridge, our vendor is AEcom. They have been very active in the region for many years. Vendors such as AEcom perform no-cost, no-obligation energy assessments. They will work with you to schedule a time to stop by, take a look at your space, identify ways that you might be able to use less energy, and then they will put together a proposal of those changes along with how much they will cost and how much of that cost the Mass Save incentives will cover. So there are some enhanced incentives that are available for certain small business owners in this 3-year plan. The Mass Save programs run in 3-year cycles. We just wrapped up year 1. So all of the content that I am about to present that is available for small business owners will be available until 2028. 2028. So we have an offer for landlords and tenants, which I will speak about in more detail in a few slides. We also have a special offer for nonprofit organizations, which includes houses of worship such as tenants. There are also special outreach initiatives that we plan together with community partners, such as Sustainable Cambridge here at the city, that we put together with our contracted vendors to try to reach those small business owners who may not fall into the other previous groups, but who we would still really like to participate. And for those who might not be familiar with the terminology of incentives, if you have ever looked at your Eversource bill, part of your bill is a public benefits charge. This is a fund that ratepayers pay into for state-mandated programming that, again, contributes to the state of Massachusetts' climate goals. So we really want to encourage every small business owner, as well as every residential customer, to try to find a way to participate and take advantage of this program because you are paying into it. And lastly, I won't spend too much time on this offering, but we also have a customer-directed option program. If you have a preferred contractor that you have an established relationship with that you would like to install select energy efficiency upgrades, there is a pathway for you. The same incentives are available for those contractors, but again, you are in very good hands with our partner AEcom. And just a quick note, because this was a question we received in advance before this presentation, there is no limit on how many energy assessments you can receive for your small business or your commercial facility. There may not be too many changes from one year to another, but there is no limit or max out on how many you can receive. And again, those come at no cost to you and no obligation. So any small business owners who may be watching this webinar, you know that you opened a small independently operating business. You are a really important part of our local economy in Massachusetts. From a programmatic perspective, from the sake of the Mass Save small business programs, we consider a small business to be a customer on a commercial utility account whose energy usage falls below the following thresholds. If you use less than 1.5 million kilowatt hours per year, or less than 40,000 therms of natural gas per year, you will qualify for the small business program. And if you're not used to looking at the metrics of your kilowatt hour usage on your utility bill, I will just say that if you are in control of your utility bill in your small commercial space and you occupy 1 to 3 buildings, odds are you are very comfortably going to fall within these thresholds and qualify for this program. As I previously mentioned, nonprofit organizations, including houses of worship, are considered small businesses because they are non-residential institutions. However, some houses of worship may have residential accounts. These are still treated as small businesses by the small business program. And for customers who may use more than that 1.5 million kWh or 40,000 therms, we do still have programs to assist those larger commercial customers. That's just not the target audience for today's presentation. If you're working on any energy improvement projects, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be sure to get you to the right place. So there are many different kinds of energy saving measures that you might be able to benefit from that could be identified when you receive your no-cost energy assessment. It depends on the type of business that you run. There are upgrades that are possible for refrigeration systems. If you have a walk-in cooler or a refrigerator that keeps drinks cold in a convenience store setting. Lighting controls that ensure that lights are only on when they need to be instead of on all the time. Most of us are pretty familiar with an occupancy sensor. When you walk into a room and the light turns on, when you leave, it eventually turns off because otherwise you would be using excess energy. There are also custom projects on a case-by-case basis that can be evaluated by our engineers. Motors and drives, similar to the same idea with controls. These are different upgrades you can add to the fans or the motors in certain machinery or HVAC systems so that machinery isn't running motors or spinning fans if it doesn't have to be. There are also ways that you can optimize your HVAC systems or your steam or hot water systems. You can also electrify your heating source by switching from gas heating to heat pumps, or if you already heat with electricity, you can switch to a heat pump system, which will work more efficiently and use less electricity to heat and cool your space. And lastly, it goes hand in hand with heat pump installs, building insulation and weatherization. You can think of it as a jacket that goes over a building to ensure that the inside temperature stays inside and the outside temperature stays outside with minimal drafts or leakage. Now, the types of opportunities to reduce your energy use by installing energy efficiency upgrades will vary based on the type of business that you operate. For example, if you are a convenience store or a restaurant, refrigeration equipment with some controls can keep your food fresher for longer while also reducing operating costs. These can be what we call non-energy impacts or non-energy benefits. LED lights and lighting controls provide the right light level for the task. If a space is well lit, it is safer because workers can see what they are doing, but there's also a little bit of flexibility there to adjust for natural light through windows. This can require less maintenance and also help you save on your energy usage and your operating costs. We can look at any measure that will save electricity or natural gas cost effectively to figure out how we can help you with your energy needs and your operating costs for your business. So here's a case study from a House of Worship nonprofit customer who participated in our program and took advantage of that special offer that was available for nonprofit customers. They moved forward with an LED lighting upgrade, a weatherization upgrade for the insulation within their walls, and some insulation for the steam pipes of their heating and hot water system. Altogether, they saved over 23,000 therms of natural gas and over 90,000 kWh. This project received $84,000 in incentive. That covered most, if not all, of the cost to install these upgrades with those mass save incentives, delivering a lifetime savings of 126 metric tons of gross CO2 emissions, 15,000 therms of natural gas, and 101,000 kilowatt hours of electricity. The estimated cost savings over the lifetime of the project was approximately $7,000. So $7,000 over the lifetime of these different measures that this House of Worship no longer has to pay in utility bills because they were able to move forward with these upgrades with the assistance of those mass save incentive funds. For any projects that are not covered at 100% where there might be a customer copay, our program does offer a couple different financing options so that you can move forward with investing in energy efficiency in a way that makes sense for your financial needs and your budgeting. There are Eversource loans that are offered at 0% interest. These max out at $100,000 worth of loans. It will come as a separate bill. It's not going to be part of your utility bill. It will come separately. These terms are offered over the course of 1 to 2 years. So if there is an energy efficiency upgrade that you proceed with, you have a copay, but you don't want to pay that full amount up front, you can finance it and pay it off over the course of 2 years at 0%. For projects that exceed that $100,000 cap, or projects that only upgrade natural gas systems that do not have an electric saving component, we also have a partner bank called the National Energy Improvement Fund. They offer a little bit more flexibility. Their financing term is 48 months. And they offer 0% interest loans as well as some lower interest loans depending on the project. Separately from the energy efficiency upgrades, that might be opportunities identified by our vendors when they are performing their energy assessments. You can also receive a little bit of money back when purchasing certain energy efficient equipment. A few examples of this: heat pumps. If you purchase a heat pump system, you will receive a rebate after purchase. There's also specialty equipment such as energy efficient cooking equipment or commercial washer and dryer machines, compressed air upgrades. These fall in a different category than our turnkey small business offerings because it is just a discount when you or a rebate when you purchase that equipment. It comes out of a separate bucket. As I alluded to briefly before, we also have the Customer Directed Option Program. This is an option for customers who have a contractor that they have a relationship with who is able to install the energy efficiency upgrades that could help reduce your operating costs and reduce your energy usage. These independent contractors are able to take advantage of the same incentive dollars that are available for our turnkey partners. They just have to work with a lead vendor we have who helps process the paperwork and make it work with our system. And again, that excludes heat pumps. Those are just a piece of equipment you can buy that you receive a rebate for purchase on. It doesn't go through our system and get processed as a job with incentives. So some of the enhanced incentive offers that we have on the table for specific customer groups. The first one, we have rolled out a new initiative for this 3-year plan that specifically focuses on commercial tenants and renters and their landlords. We understand that this can be an especially difficult type of project to move forward with, despite the benefits it can deliver to that small business owner, because you may not feel comfortable making extreme upgrades to a space that you do not own. For projects where we are able to engage the landlord and get them to agree to move forward with this project, we cover a significant amount of the project cost, up to 100% completely covered. And again, that excludes heat pumps. When you purchase a heat pump, you receive a set rebate for it. It's a prescriptive amount. But all other energy efficiency upgrades, like refrigeration upgrades, like insulation, like motors and drives, all of those you can receive at significantly reduced cost or completely free when you participate in this program as a small business renter with your landlord. So the eligibility for this program, you have to be an eligible small business customer who rents your space. You must be responsible for your own utility account. That is usually how we would verify your eligibility as a small business customer. And you need to be a separate business that is not associated with the landlord or property manager's business. On the landlord side, I know it says that they also need to have the same eligibility as a small business owner. That is not necessarily true. It can be a larger property management company that has small commercial tenants. We just want to ensure that it is small businesses taking advantage of this program and not large landlord companies here. So landlords can take advantage of this program to assist their small commercial tenants with upgrades. Small commercial tenants can take advantage of this program with the landlord's blessing to proceed with these upgrades. But you do not have to be renting from a small landlord eligible for the small business program for this program to be accessible to you. Landlords also must not occupy more than 50% of the location, and they have to sign an owner's attestation form that just says, I am the landlord, this person rents from me, I take this much of the space for my business, they take this much of the space for their business, and that is the only information we collect. In a few slides, I will show you what that form looks like. Here is the typical process for participating in the small business program. The first step is to hear about the program, to be interested in pursuing energy efficiency for your small business facility, and to reach out and ask for a no-cost assessment. Our contracted vendor, AEcom, will schedule your assessment, will take a look at the commercial space, and at no cost to you, they'll identify opportunities for you to invest in energy efficiency or make some upgrades. But that first step of an energy assessment comes with absolutely no obligation whatsoever. However, if they do identify some opportunities on site that can be installed right away, there are a few upgrades, especially with hot water, that can be screwed right into the faucet that can start saving you a little bit of energy right away. These are called instant savings measures. After an energy assessment, our vendors can put together a proposal that will show all of the opportunities that they identified, how much energy they will save you, how much money that will save you, and how much it will cost versus how much of that can be covered in mass save incentives. This can take upwards of a couple weeks depending on how complex the project is, because there are engineers on the back end who have to evaluate the energy savings potential of the different measures within the project so that we can make sure that we are providing you accurate information and making promises we can keep about how much energy you will save by moving forward with these projects. Now, that second blue star is the point in this process where your landlord needs to be brought in to move forward with the project. There is an attestation form that needs to be signed to qualify for this special offer. If that happens, everybody signs off on a contract, installation is scheduled and completed. Once the energy saving measures are installed, the contractor will invoice Eversource for the incentive and the customer for any remaining copay, unless it goes through some of the financing options I mentioned previously. And here's what that attestation form looks like, just to set expectations. This is the kind of information that we need to verify that the landlord and the tenant are representing that relationship accurately, and that it meets all of our other program qualifications. So this is what you can expect if you decide to participate in this program and take advantage of that offer that's on the table for small commercial renters. As I mentioned before, we also have a program for our nonprofits that are doing important work to help folks within your local community. It is the same up to 100% project cost offer that is on the table for renters and landlords. And this is a really exciting initiative that we've rolled out for this 3-year plan to try to reduce operating costs for these community-based organizations that are doing really important work, so that the funds that they bring in, they can distribute back into the community with the services they provide instead of spending excess funds on their operating costs like their utility bill. These are the types of organizations that are eligible for this offer. Your standard 501c3 nonprofit, including religious, educational, charitable, scientific, animal service organizations, our 501c8s, such as fraternal beneficiary societies and associations. You can think of this as your Elks clubs, or your local community clubs, poster organizations of the armed force like VFWs, 501c23s as well, and of course houses of worship. Even if you don't have a 501c3 designation, as long as you can demonstrate that you are a house of worship, you are likely to qualify for this program. So, through our partnership with Sustainable Cambridge and the Community First Partnership at the City of Cambridge, our partner All in Energy, and our partner vendor AEcom, we've accomplished some really great energy savings and benefits for our small business owners within the City of Cambridge. We've put together some outreach campaigns, such as our Main Streets initiative, where we bring the program to the business owners' doors with canvassing. In previous years, you may have received a mailer about this or a phone call about this, or you might have had somebody from AEcom knock on your door and ask to provide an energy assessment. These are initiatives that we work on together to try to make sure as many small business owners know about this program as possible so that they can participate. So through our partnership with AEcom and the City of Cambridge, from 2024 to 2025, 71 small business projects move forward. There are many more that have not yet moved forward. The customer is still considering it. And even more than that, who have participated by receiving an energy assessment but may not have moved forward at the time. The total energy efficiency savings from those projects, over 800,000 kWh in electric usage annually per year. Or over 4 million total kilowatt hours no longer being used because of these upgrades, as well as approximately 11,000 therms of natural gas no longer being used per year too. And to make that happen, over $650,000 in Mass Save incentives were delivered to help cover these upgrade costs. Through your interest, through your participation, we would really, really love to keep investing in the City of Cambridge and energy upgrades for small businesses and make that number grow. And of course, the more measures you are able to move forward with, the more cost effective it will be for you. That may seem a little bit counterintuitive. When you look at a big scope and a big cost, you may think that picking and choosing one thing or another might be the most cost effective route. But the total amount of energy savings in a big project that has a bunch of different energy saving measures in it can help with the costs and can ensure you receive a higher incentive if you move forward with a comprehensive upgrade and do it all at once. And I'll linger on this slide for a minute, but we will send out our contact information with the recording for this webinar. My name is Emily Hazelton. I am on the Small Business Program at Eversource. And then I'm also, again, joined by Casey Shinshihi from AEcom and Amar Brown from my team. If you have any questions about our tenant or landlord offer, you can reach out to Amar directly. That is his area of expertise. If you want to schedule an energy assessment with AEcom, you can reach out to Casey, and she'll take it from there. Do we have any questions? Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, seeing none in the chat, I'm wondering if, before we wrap up for today, if Amar and Casey want to quickly just turn their mics on and say hello and add anything important that I might have missed before we wrap up here.
Casey, go ahead.
Great, thank you, Emily. Kind of hit on most of what we want to talk about. At AEcom, we are also, I know it wasn't mentioned, but we're also doing some transformer work for businesses around the state. So we've had a bunch go through already and get signed, and those have had great incentives as well.
Can you talk a little bit about what a transformer is and why it can be such a benefit to upgrade?
Of course, yes. Well, a transformer is used to help change the voltage of the energy going into your facility. So that's definitely needed to just make sure it's working inside. Usually people don't change those out or update them unless something goes wrong. And that's the last time that you'll want to actually get it switched out. So we've seen great savings with those.
And is that a complicated measure to upgrade or to identify?
It is not a complicated measure to upgrade. All of our energy analysts that go out there are trained in identifying the type of transformer, where they are located, because sometimes that could be a little tricky because I don't know where the transformers are either. So we'll make sure that someone goes out there and identifies it, gets the plates information, and then we can let you know what the upgrades could be.
Thanks, Casey. Go ahead, Amar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amar Brown. I'm on the team with Emily Hazelton on a small business team. We're just interested in reaching out to all the small businesses, especially the landlords and tenants, because we know that that's not only just a large part of the small business community, but we know that the tenants in particular can use real help when it comes to energy efficiency. That's been a very underutilized or underhelped segment of the small business community, and that's just something that we want to help out with.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks to our partners at the City of Cambridge for, I actually see a question in the chat. Casey, which program is better for hair salons? And can I get the contact for an assessment? Awesome. All right, we got a live one. Casey's sent over her email address. Zena, please don't hesitate to reach out. Casey and AEcom will come take a look at your hair salon and see how we can help you.
Yes, absolutely. We've done a few hair salons, so we know the types of measures that that your business will probably need, including, I think we also do some really cool salon nozzles that are very energy efficient. Yeah, so we definitely email me and I can get somebody to come out to you this week.
Great. Well, if there's no other questions, I think we can probably wrap up. I just want to first thanks all the other presenters and partners in all our programs that we work with for being here and sharing information. I want to thank Tyrone in Economic Opportunity Development for letting us share about this topic. We really are always trying to find ways to get information about these sorts of programs out to businesses, so thanks for connecting us. And as a reminder, this is being recorded and it'll be posted, I believe, to the city's YouTube page. So I know we shared a lot of different information, so please feel free to reference that once it's posted. And Casey also did add to the link just a form where you can sign up for an energy assessment. So if you're really not sure of like what's for me or where to start, just a reminder, you can simply fill out that form. You can get connected to an energy assessment, and that will help you, sort of find your path from there. You can also reach out to the Cambridge Energy Helpline at cambridge@allenenergy.org or call that line at 617-430-6230. Before we wrap up, is there anybody else, Tyrone or Allison, or anything else you want to share, or do you think we're all set?
No, I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of you today for taking the time of your day to present and talk about this important topic. And we hope that as many small businesses out there take advantage of these opportunities as possible. And as Brad and others mentioned, please feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions. We will definitely make sure to put you in contact with the right people to answer all of your questions and help your small business moving forward with an energy assessment. So if that is it, we want to just thank all of you today, presenters, for all this wonderful information, and we hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
you all.
you.